Greetings, my friends. This is Greg Langstaff, certified resume strategist and interview coach, and I am super excited to be making this quick little video today. I want to explain my 5x5x5 method, which is like the fastest way to upgrade your resume in a noticeable way. So we're going to make your resume 5 times more noticeable in under 5 minutes, and we're going to add 5 words or less. Pretty excited for this. Also, FYI, there is a rooster just outside my apartment right now, so if you hear that, please disregard. So the first tip in the 5x5x5 method, and there are 3 total tips, is to give ourselves a title, a professional title at the top of our resume. As you can see from these 2 examples here, we're either going to be putting it right under our name or right next to our name. And I'll explain what to write there in a second, but the reason that we're adding a title is that 2 reasons. One, it really paints a picture of who we are right off the bat. As the recruiter or the hiring manager is sort of scanning our resume, they may only give us 5 to 10 seconds of attention before they decide if they actually want to read this or just throw it in the trash. And a title is a great way to kind of paint that immediate picture of who you are and bias them in the way we want them to be biased towards reading the rest of our content, which is under the light of the title that we've given ourselves. The second reason is just another great way to throw in some keywords which help with our ATS scanners. Now, there's 4 kind of areas I'll pull from in terms of like what to actually write as your title. So if your current job title really, you're proud of it and it's suitable and it makes sense towards the next job you're applying to, like if it's relevant, you can use your current job title, like if you're digital marketing manager, if you're applying to something in digital marketing. Those are great, but not all of us are going to have that luxury. So other things we can do sort of showcase our industry expertise. You see this auto insurance sales leader I have here, like whatever industry, if you're going into cybersecurity or if you're going to go into teaching or something, those areas that the industries that we are an expert in, we want to call ourselves a leader, an expert, or an enthusiast of those industries. So that's another great title option. Third, this is the most common, I would say, is to add some desirable skills. So we have here one example, a business development expert. So the things you're good at, if you're an email marketing specialist, if you're a neurosurgeon, if you're a data analyst or an expert data analysis person. I mean, these are great, like specific desirable skills. Great to throw in one of those, 2 of those. And then the last one, which you can also include like a professional trait. So we're showing like how we kind of conduct ourselves. I have compassionate leader here, innovative problem solver, these kind of personal traits that just show this is how I am as a professional. These are some options for the title. I usually would recommend including anywhere from 1 to up to 4 titles if you can kind of fit it in your resume up top there. My next tip, which is super simple, is to just essentially add some numbers to your resume. And what we're going to do here, like the reason we add numbers, one is to show the magnitude of our accomplishments, because as I'll explain shortly when we go through these examples, it's going to mean a lot more to the person reading it if there are numbers. The second reason we do this is when we are scanning resumes, on the recruiting side as a hiring manager, the bullet points with numbers just really pop. Like those are the people we're excited about, we want to read more. Those are the people whose resumes get read in full, as people with a lot of numbers. So just looking at this example, same exact bullet point, I just added a few numbers. As you can see with numbers, we not only see what you did, but we see the size and scope of it. Like, if you planned concerts and it was attended by people from around the world, like who cares? That could be the smallest concert ever. But if you had, 90,000 people attended these, you had a multi-million-dollar budget, like that's a big deal, and numbers really matter. And you can do this without really writing anything at all. Just got to add in the numbers. A couple of notes here, though. I have underlined the numbers. That's just for illustration of this example. You wouldn't underline them in your resume. They'll pop on their own without an underline. And then the second thing that I wanted to mention here is just that anything can be quantified. And if you don't think the thing you've done can be quantified, like just even adding how many times you do that thing in a week or a month or a day. Customer service, how many customers do you help every day? It could be that simple. So add some numbers, you'll see some significant changes in how people are reacting to your resume. My last tip in this 5 by 5 by 5 method is just to bold your best bullet points. Anything you're super proud of, especially after you added some numbers. These are just, it's going to draw the eye to right to where we want them to see. So if there's anything in any of your jobs where you thought, if the person who I was applying to this job for saw that I did this, or was there when I did this, or knew that I did this, they would definitely know I could do this job really well also. If there's any bullet points that you have that thought, those are great to highlight in your resume because we'll draw the eye right there. Only thing for this is, we don't want to bullet point or bold too many bullet points. So what I recommend is sticking to like 1 to 2 bullet points per job. It's a nice sort of guideline. That way we don't have too much bold, and this will actually do what it needs to do. Now it's super frustrating, obviously, to just sit down with a blank document and write a resume. And obviously we don't want to be starting off with a template that isn't good. We don't want to use one of those classic old Microsoft Word templates or like a Canva overly designed template that is not ATS friendly and won't ever get read by a real person. So if you're looking for templates, like a good solid resume template has room for like the titles like I was talking about and all those other pieces. I do have these great templates on my website. Some of them are available for free, so I'll have a link to that down below. These are just templates that I've used for all my clients and had like huge success, especially that first one on the left there with the blue heading. Like that's my #1 highest converting resume template. So check those out, check out my website, and hopefully this can be a helpful resource for you. And before we go, last thing, it would mean a lot to me if you liked this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am making a shift to really make more of this long form content because I love TikTok and Instagram, but you only have people's attention for so long. You can't really dive deep into the tips you want to be sharing like we did today. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of that in the coming years. I'm moving into a new place soon. I'm going to build a little mini studio and everything. It's going to be a whole ordeal. So yeah, super excited to be focusing more on YouTube. Would love you to be there with me. So please subscribe to the channel and I will see you soon.